Hello, welcome to Crypto News. Today, May the 20th, 2026, and the top crypto news stories are as follows. We will start today's episode with Japan, which is entering more into blockchain and AI. As the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan governs, it has approved a proposal to promote the development of automated financial infrastructure using artificial intelligence and blockchain. Policy makers have proposed using blockchain technology for payment, clearing in retail and wholesale sectors, so that artificial intelligence can autonomously execute financial activities and clarify the compatibility of stablecoins that are linked to the yen. As they told us, in Japan, the widespread adoption of blockchain technology will play a critical role in creating the necessary infrastructure to ensure that the nation remains ahead in artificial intelligence. And beyond Japan, which as you can see in recent days is making very strong moves in blockchain and AI, we'll also go to the American government, which is making its own moves. And we'll start with the American president, who has a very specific order. And this is that the US president, Donald Trump, has ordered the federal government to update its regulatory frameworks to integrate digital personal data and innovative technologies into traditional financial services and payment systems in an executive order that he signed. According to the document, the US should promote financial technology services in their existing payment lines and financial services. We should mention that they have 6 months to achieve this from when the American president signed it. Meanwhile, the SEC wants to make it easier for cryptocurrency companies and other companies to go public through IPO. The Securities and Exchange Commission is proposing sweeping changes to initial public offering IPO rules and public companies, which could make it easier for companies, including cryptocurrency companies, to enter the American stock market and raise capital after their stock market listing. The package presented signals the largest proposed revision of stock offering registration rules in about 20 years. SEC officials during a press briefing said that the reforms aim to address the long-term decline in the number of listed companies by reducing compliance costs and simplifying capital raising. In simpler terms, they're making it much easier for a company to do its own IPO and get money from investors. Despite all this, there is also criticism coming from Elizabeth Warren, who has sent a letter to the comptroller of the currency arguing that these approvals that many exchanges and crypto companies have received to become banks violate the National Banking Act and now pose serious risks to the safety and soundness of America's banking system. These companies, as she said, are essentially crypto banks that want to avoid the fundamental safeguards and obligations that come with banking status, as Warren stated. Let me remind you that many large exchanges and companies in the crypto market like Coinbase, Circle, Ripple, Paxos, Stripe, Crypto.com, Bitco, Fidelity have applied to become banks, essentially, and have received approval. Beyond all this, this obviously will weaken banks long term and doesn't please some people, as you understand. Continuing, we'll go to our crypto news, and we'll start with Hyperliquid, which Bitwise finds undervalued. Specifically, Bitwise, a cryptocurrency management company, reports that Hyperliquid is significantly undervalued, arguing that investors continue to treat the platform as a derivatives and cryptocurrency exchange rather than a broader financial transaction super app. At this point, let me tell Bitwise that most investors see Hyperliquid as a casino where you can play 24/7 with high leverage. They don't particularly see it as a derivatives app or super app. Now let's say that according to Bitwise, Hyperliquid represents a new generation of cryptocurrencies designed to accumulate direct value for coin holders. Note that 99% of transaction fees on the platform are used to buy hype coins, as you already know from Crypto News, creating what it described as a more direct relationship between platform development and coin value. Continuing, we will go to Zcash, which has 2 very good news items for us. And these are that first, the Zcash Foundation revealed that it completed the first quarter of a year with liquid assets worth $36 $6 million, $21 million in USDC, and $12.6 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Despite all this, its operational expenses for the first quarter amounted to $817,000, well below the $1 million that had been calculated. This is very positive for the foundation itself. While perhaps the best news is that the SEC closed an investigation it was conducting into the Zcash Foundation without finding absolutely anything. So these two news items caused the price to rise sharply. Continuing now, we'll go to breaches in the crypto market. And we'll go to Aave, which is restoring lending limits on Ethereum after the Kelp DAO hack. So for now, Aave is operating correctly, despite all these breaches not stopping. And we'll go to a bridge that was hacked for $11 million. And this bridge is called Virus Ethereum. There's nothing newer here, but I have another breach for you regarding Echo Protocol, which lost $77 million in EBTC. The decentralized finance protocol Echo Protocol was exploited after an attacker created about 1,000 unauthorized EBTC in the protocol, which is deployed on the Monad blockchain. Security firm PeckShield and analytics platform Look On Chain reported the incident, noting that a hacker issued without permission 1,000 synthetic Bitcoin EBTC worth $76.7 million. Here is PeckShield announcement, and let me tell you that once again, what Echo Protocol is investigating is a bridge it had with Monad that appears to have been breached. And until they find a solution to what has happened, everything remains closed. And for this exact reason, its coin has fallen 28% on the affected chart. And speaking of prices, we'll go to the crypto market with Bitcoin simply standing at $76,000 with the price simply holding our support for another day. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, May the 20th, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.